Hey everyone, this is Odin again with another Java programming tutorial series. Just a quick update, guys. We have a GitHub page out online where instead of watching the video, well, you can watch the videos but at the same time, like read through a written lesson of my videos. So it's up to you about what you want to choose. You can do both if you want. So like reading a textbook and having a teacher. Well, it's all up to you. So, now to the programming. So last episode we went over the if-else, loop. This time I'm going to introduce, well, not loop, but conditional. This time I'm going to introduce the while loop. So let's go and get our basic setup as always. This should come out of memory for you guys right now. As we've been doing this every episode. Alright. So here we go. Alright, so the while loop. From the sound of it, you guys maybe will tell what it is, but if you don't worry, I'll show you. So let's go and initialize a variable I. Alright. So let's say that we want to repeat like a certain statement while a certain conditional is filled. It might not make a lot of sense right now, but let me show you guys what I mean by that. So to make a while statement, you're gonna want to do while, and then like an if statement, you want to put your conditional in here. I'll do while I is less than or equal to, let's say 5. Let's go and print out I. Whoops, forgot. Alright, so I haven't explained this to you, but I'll do that right now. So we initialize a variable I up here. Alright, so right here we declare a while loop. So while I is less than or equal to 5, we want it to print out this piece of code right here, alright? So, and then we want it to add 1 to it, because this is our increment operator. So basically what we're saying is, as long as I is going to be less than or equal to 5, we want it to print out I each time and then add 1 to I. Right? So it's going to print out 0. So it's going to check to see if 0 is less than or equal to 5, and it is. So it's going to print out 0 and then add 1 to it. And it's going to repeat the loop back to the conditional, alright? So is 1 less than or equal to 5? Yes, it will print it out. Add 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? When it gets to 5, it this is false or it's true. So print out 5, and then once it gets to 6, it doesn't do anything else, so it moves on to whatever else we have. So if we print it out, yep, right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So let me repeat that one more time in case you didn't understand. A while loop is used to repeatedly execute an action as long as a certain condition is fulfilled. And in this one, we want to print out what I is and add 1 to I each time, so that it goes by 1 each time. And then once it gets to 6, it stops executing, right? So now if we change it to something like 10, they'll keep going until 11 when it becomes false. So it's going to print out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Alright, so that's the while statement, the while loop. And we can do more things with it. Let's say we want to print out the numbers 10 through 20. So we start out with I as 20, or as 10, right? And then when we want it to go until it becomes 20, right? So while I is less than or equal to 20, we want it to print out I and then add 1 to I each time. So it's going to do 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up to 20. And then once it hits 21, it's going to stop because it's no longer less than or equal to 20. All right, we should see that work. All right, and there you go. All right, so we can do more complicated things with this, right? Actually, here, let me show you something else real quick. So let's say that we want to print out the numbers from 10 to 1, all right? So we have I as 10, we want to keep it there. So while I is greater than or equal to, while it's greater than or equal to 0, or actually 1, because we want to print out 10 through 1. Alright, so while it's greater than or equal to 1, it's going to print out I. But instead of a plus plus, we want to put two minuses because that's your, I think it's decrement operator. It subtracts 1 each time. Yeah, so it's going to do 10. It's greater than 1, so it's going to print out and subtract 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And then once it's 1, it's going to stop. Well, it's going to print out 1, and when it gets to 0, it's going to not do anything because 0 is less than 1. Yep, and then we got 10 through 1. Now, this might not be able, like, it might not seem like it does much on its own, but it actually does. So, let's do a couple things here. Suppose we want to output the sum of a lot of numbers, but like we want to print out the sum of all the numbers from 1 through 1000. So let me go ahead and get rid of all of this. Alright, so we need to initialize a couple variables. We need to get integer I equals 1. Alright. So now I'll go ahead and write it all out first, and then I'll explain it to you guys afterwards. Alright. Alright, so that's our while statement, and we want to print out the final answer. Alright, so here's what we're doing. So we want to find the sum of all the numbers from 1 through 1000. Alright, so we initialize two variables. We have sum and I. Sum will hold the final value that we're going to print out of the all numbers being added from 1 through 1000. Alright, so while I is less than or equal to 1000, sum is going to add I, and then I is going to increase. So if you can see here, what we're doing is we have a number that's, so we're adding 1 plus 1, then that number plus 2, then plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, and over again. So try to explain a little better. So while I is less than or equal to 100 or 1000, sum is going to add I and the sum. So it's going to it's like adding numbers over and over, and then we're going to add 1 to I. Right? So it's going to repeat until it finishes, and then when it's finished, when it gets to 1000, it's going to do it one more time, and it stops. So then it'll print out sum. And that's it right there. So while statements, they're a little complicated. So if you guys need help, be sure to post down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer you guys. Next time we'll go over another statement that'll shorten up the while statement. So real quick, one last review. A while statement executes code as long as a certain condition is fulfilled. In this case, as long as I is less than 1000, it repeats this code, right? So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like. If you're new to my channel and you enjoy Java tutorials, be sure to subscribe. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later.